MP?
Featuring our mascot, Rick. Folks, don't forget to give us the game this calendar day. What better way to pass the year than with pictures of your favorite mascots, Grizz and the Grizz Girls. And fans, for tickets to upcoming home games. At the point guard position, standing 6'2", number 47, number 47.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me tonight, Greg Anthony and Coach Stan Van Gundy. And on the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Well, a chance to check out some stats for him.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
And the Clippers starting 5. Turner is out there with Durant. Then it's Connect. Then it's Walter. And it's Pritchard in at the point. And for the Grizzlies, Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Pascal Siakam. And it's Thunder. Then there's Blunt, and it's Castellan at the 2-guard spot. And both teams look to move the ball around, stand to create more offense.
Well, that's usually the best way to attack, especially against good defenses. Ball movement moves the defense, and when you've got the defense on the move, that's when you can break them down and get high percentage shots. It takes patience, it takes unselfishness.
It seems to be the most efficient way, doesn't it?
It does, especially against really good defenses.
And it's Memphis on the break. Pulls it up. And he connects with the jumper.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Well, it was the Clippers. Their last game, a loss to the 76ers in Philadelphia.
Yeah, you know they wanted a few of those plays back. What a tough way to go out in that one.
Yeah, it's often a game of very slim margins, and those close losses somehow sting even more.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Screen by Siakam. And the basket by Thunder.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Durant. And a moment here to recognize the Western Conference Player of the Month, Thunder.
With the way he shot it over this stretch of games, you just knew this was coming. Everything that he's let fly from deep has been nothing but cold, hard cash. I mean, defenders have been tripping over themselves trying to contest him from outside. That are a good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
Now, here's Durant. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia.
Yeah, but he was also a force on the defensive side. 2 block shots and also altered a ton of shots. And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Memphis moving that ball around. Here we go, all alone, up the floor. Here's Connect. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. As a junior college product, Dalton Connect, Greg, didn't have a traditional path to the NBA.
Yeah, Kevin, spent 2 years at a JC, 2 more at a small Division I program, then used his extra year of eligibility to transfer to Tennessee, and there he became a first-team All-American and turned himself into a first-round pick.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
The Grizzlies shooting their first free throw of this game.
At the line for 2.
And he makes the first.
Number 44.
Both free throws good from Thunder. And for the Grizzlies, they come in off a good outing against the Celtics in Boston.
Well, on the road, you don't expect to look so comfortable on the offensive end, but that was the story of the game.
Well, it comes down to preparation. They were ready for that game and kept the crowd out of it for the most part.
Here's Connect. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia, and it's good for 2. Connect's got 5.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Here's Castle. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they shot the basketball.
Now, here's Duran. They trail by 9 points. Pritchard gets the bucket.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Here's Thunder after the Clippers pick up 2. Towns, no luck.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
Here's Connect. Rebound by Thunder.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Siakam looking around. Jacks up a 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to talk with Memphis' head coach. I asked him about the challenge of facing Miles Turner, and he said this guy is a problem for our offense. Miles is an incredible shot blocker. You have to know where he is on the floor at all times. Now, we don't normally hear a coach talk about somebody's defense first, but Turner is that guy. Fellas?
All right, David, thanks.
At the line for your Grizzlies.
Memphis shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. Coach, at this stage of the season, are teams' identities that well-defined?
Well, Kevin, they better be. If you don't have an identity at this point, I don't know how you're going to get one. Look, you're going to improve in whatever you do as the season goes on, hopefully. But your identity by now should be firmly established, what type of team you are and want to be. Teams that don't have that, they're in trouble.
Here's Pritchard after the made shot from Thunder. Terry outside. A 3. It's rebounded by Towns.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Here's Thunder, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Pass to Pritchard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Connect. No good.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those. Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Here's Pritchard after the made shot from Thunder. Terry setting the pick for Turner. Pass to Pritchard. Clippers moving the ball around. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Pritchard's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have.
Clippers trail by 9. Thunder is out there with Dillingham. Then it's Ball. Then there's Blunt. And it's Queta in at the 5 spot. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
A little artistry in the painted area, converting against the size.
Yeah, he didn't let the defense affect him there. He just kept his focus.
Here's McBride. He's coming off a 13-point game against the 76ers in Philadelphia. To the paint. Here's Richards. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Hey guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Memphis?
Well, they've set the tone early with their pace. So important to capitalize on transition opportunities, and it keeps the defense off balance.
And let's not forget how terrific they've been on the offensive glass, throwing themselves on that backboard and being rewarded with additional points.
And out of bounds is Los Angeles gains possession. Already a lot of talk about who's going to take part in the three-point contest this season, and here's a look at the players most likely to make it.
And so many great shooters in the NBA these days, and these guys, quite frankly, the best of the best. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a scoring record broken in this year's competition.
Look at Thunder. He's all the way up there at number 2 in the voting for the three-point contest. Fans and the media know that he is one of the premier long-distance shooters in the league today.
And Kevin, not to take anything away from the other facets of his game, but let's face it, that three-point shooting is what puts him on a whole nother level.
And it's going to be an exciting showcase this year. Some incredible shooters, that's for certain. We'll keep you updated as we find out more.
Yeah, I think we're in for a real treat. I think the increased importance of the three-point shot in today's game has really shined a light on the talent, precision, and really the wow factor of how these guys can drill the long ball.
And Queta gets it to go.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
2 minutes now played in the second quarter. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking.
Well, you can tell he's forcing things a bit at the moment. He's been trying to get it going, but this hasn't been his quarter.
Schroeder outside. McBride with the ball. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Back to Schroeder. There's the 3. It's rebounded by Blunt. Memphis leading by 5. There's a screen. Dillingham wide open, and he fires. Traps in the tray. Dillingham's got his first 3 points of the game. And the timeout called here by Tyronn Lue. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. Towns, who's checked in for the Grizzlies. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Weber's checked in. Richards finds Schroeder. Here's McBride. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for him.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
Here's Blunt. He's coming off a 10-point game against Boston. In the corner, Dillingham with it. Over to the left wing. Out left to the wing. Just 5 to shoot. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Analytics or the eye test? The optics or the numbers in front, Greg? When you're judging the performance of a player, what kind of criteria do you use?
Well, an MVP candidate recently said, my eye test tells me this guy's a terrible defender, but the analytics tell me he's a great defender. I'm confused, and I often feel the same way.
A different look for the Clippers. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Nick Richards. And it's Connect in for Weber. Connect sets a screen for Schroeder. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today. You can't make it that obvious.
Thunder, and it's sent back by Turner.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to shoot his way out of this one or not.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Well, guys, Thunder in the last outing against the Celtics was superb. He scored an incredible number of points and, as always, was a force on defense, doing whatever he wanted at that end. A fantastic performance from him, something he wants to repeat tonight. Kevin?
Excellent, David. Thank you. Greg, how impressive was it watching him completely take over?
Unstoppable. They won that game because of his effort and just his overall relentlessness.
Yeah, and we're likely to see them go to him early on. See if he can't replicate that performance.
And with a quick break in the action, here's some numbers for Towns. And he's among the top 15 in rebounding, just a powerful presence in the paint.
And back to your point, he's second in three-point accuracy. A lot of that has to do with mental toughness. It's just hard to force him out of his comfort zone.
Second team foul.
And here's Schroeder. Still yet to score. Down low. Here's Connect. Pascal Siakam grabs the miss. Siakam's got 4 rebounds in this game. Blunt can't get it to go. Clippers trail by 9. They swipe it. Thunder passes to Blunt.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. And Tyronn Lue calls timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline.
Yeah, just looking to tighten up their defense in the paint. They've got to be better.
Yeah, it's basically a layup line. You're not going to win many games if you can't offer more resistance than that.
Jalen Duren, he's checked in for the Clippers. Pritchard comes in for Dennis Schroeder. Terry finds Turner. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Here's Duren. Pass to Connect. 5 on the clock. Turner for 3. The Grizzlies pull it in. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Clippers team.
And on paper, you call them the better team, but they actually lost the season series against this group a year ago.
Here is the list of players with the most boards in the league this month. The NBA's leading rebounders. Jalen Duren is second.
He must be spending a lot of time in the weight room because he's shown such strength under the basket. And it took them a while to find their touch at the line, but they have been red hot here in the second quarter.
And the foul called on Thunder. That's foul number. And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we've got more on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
Hello, folks. Is this the halftime show? Yes, it is. And kicking it off, let's quickly look at the Western Conference standings.
Well, I think for the Clippers, they haven't looked intimidating thus far. The hunger to improve just isn't there. That worries you. I'm starting to feel that this team needs a culture change.
And going back now to that first half, you could say things are going extremely well for the Memphis Grizzlies.
They've got a huge lead, largely because they're showing their heart, the will, the determination, particularly on the offensive glass.
Yep, they're playing with some real passion. Love to see it.
And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. It's been a clinic out there by Thunder.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. We've got Connect. Jalen Duren is out there with Miles Turner. Then it's Walter. And it's Pritchard in at the point guard. Sinks the three-pointer. Pritchard's got the first bucket of the third here for the Clippers.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment. You see him that wide open beyond the arc.
And you see Big Cat that has the size and coordination. Hard to bump him out of his rhythm.
Here's Connect after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. Kept alive. And Duren slams it in.
That's why you never quit battling on the offensive glass.
And that's a nice reward for his effort. The flush, perfect.
Well, that's what he does. He makes an impact with his activity on the board.
And it's blocked. Pass to Blunt. Shoots over Walter. Blunt can't get it to go. Clippers trail by 18. Connect with it. Now guarded by Thunder. Three-pointer. Connect. No good.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Towns with the bucket.
Well, they have leaned on him offensively with good reason. Efficiency will help you win a lot of games.
And the foul called on Thunder. That's his third foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Duren the pass to Turner. Here's Pritchard. Pass to Walter. Turner inside. Siakam's there. Hey, Stan, I've always wondered, back when you were coaching, college or pro, what was your defensive philosophy?
Well, I think, first of all, Kevin, we always wanted to take away the easy baskets. In other words, we're going to get back in transition, not give away fast breaks. We are going to try to protect the paint and make sure we're not giving away layups. And we didn't want to foul unnecessarily and give away free throws. And making 3 of their first 4 shots in this half is a strong start. Now it's about growing that momentum.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. The three. Duren, and Duren is right there. Duren's got 4 points in the quarter.
You know, his positioning near the hoop, always to his advantage. Just a terrific job to tip that one back in.
Thunder passes to Towns. Here's Thunder. Here's Blunt. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. Castle. And Pritchard pulls it down. Clippers trail by 19. Pass to Walter. Good on the triple. Walter's got 5 now.
It's those kind of passes that bring up the entire team's confidence.
Here's Blunt. Memphis moving it around to the left side wing. For three. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Duren's got 8 rebounds in this game. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. A shot by Pritchard, no good.
Well, he's just not himself right now. He's getting decent opportunities like this one, but just failing to convert.
And the all-around game of Siakam, so adept at working the ball to open guys.
And Tyronn Lue calls timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Green's checked in. Outside Turner. Pass to Duren. It's rebounded by Blunt. Blunt's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, when you look at the draft, it seems talent evaluators have a type. LeBron James says our league is always hungry for potential. That's the whole focus of the lottery. It makes sense that those guys who are taken 16 through 30 are on real contending teams and making impacts. Of course, Kevin, everybody wants to draft the next LeBron. Good luck with that.
Or work with the next David Aldridge, a Hall of Famer. David, thank you.
Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim wrap.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
Well, clearly the defense has had no answer for them. Might be time to try something different.
And it's the Clippers with the ball, following the score by Memphis. Offensive rebound, and the foul on Jacoby Walter. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. And Los Angeles with some changes. Terry's checked in for Connect. Miles McBride comes in for Walter. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Pritchard. Now here's Green. They lead by 24, their biggest margin. There's the pick. Pass to Blunt. Here's Thunder. 6 on the shot clock. Over Terry. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Turner finds Duren. And here's Schroeder. Lets it go with the 3. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Schroeder's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Here's Thunder. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And that's a special play coming from the one spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
Here's Schroeder, following the score by Memphis. Here's McBride. Off target from 3-point range. And the Grizzlies leading by 23. And here's Green outside. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Duren's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. And the foul called on Thunder. Schroeder, left side. Terry setting the pick for Schroeder. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Yeah, a nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. Out to the right wing. Here's Dillingham. Lays it up off the glass. Dillingham's got 7 points in the game.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
Schroeder passes to Duren. And Duren slams it in.
For a center, he's maybe undersized, but his ability to get in the air to make a play balances that out.
Here's Thunder. Terry covering. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on Jalen Duren. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Grizzlies.
Well, the defense hasn't done nearly a good enough job of getting back in transition, and they've taken advantage, racking up fast break points against them.
And also, they've made it a point to push it off turnovers. They're playing smart and alert, capitalizing on mistakes.
Here's Richards. The rebound by Queta.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Left side, Williams. Stolen by Ball. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. McBride finds Schroeder. Trains it from beyond the arc. Schroeder's got 11 in the second half.
Just a heroic scoring effort from him this quarter. He's doing everything he can to will them back into this game.
Pass to Thunder. Now Williams for the three. Doesn't go for him. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Grizzlies out in front, leading. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Now that is an elite level dish. What a great pass.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. We've got Ball. Thunder is out there with Castle. Then there's Towns, and it's Blunt in at the 3 slot. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. A wide open look here for Terry. Nailed from three-point land.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
And McBride gets it to go.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
Some nice passing there by Memphis. Towns for 3. It's rebounded by Schroeder.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Here's McBride, and out of bounds as Memphis gains possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Siakam is checked in for Ball. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Weber, he's checked in for Ball. Here's Castle. It's tipped. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Here's Terry, the rim-rattling two-handed jam.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. And the Grizzlies leading by 10. Here's Thunder. Pass to Blunt. Fires from deep. Buries it from three-point range.
Late reaction. Defensively, he quickly takes advantage, grows their lead.
Yeah, look, the truth is, he doesn't need much space anyway. But that one was too easy.
Here's McBride. Fires for 3. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Towns has got 4 rebounds in this game. Banked in off the glass.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there, dead on target.
And the foul called on Thunder. That's his 5th foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Terry outside. Launches it. It's rebounded by Memphis. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. Pass to Thunder. Towns, a screen on Weber. Siakam inside the three-point line. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And the work ethic of Siakam, he's always making the effort to find looks out there.
Terry looking over the floor. Kicks it out to Schroeder. It's picked off. They're running on up the court. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And right there, you see the impact of Siakam's length. So tough to defend once he gets to his spots.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Connects checked in. We see coaches stand willing to pay fines for complaining about the officiating. I'm having a hard time thinking if you ever did that. I'm going back in my Rolodex here. Did you? Did you ever do that, Coach?
I mean, Kevin, I paid hundreds of thousands of dollars of fines in the NBA. My wife was not real happy about that. At one point, reminding me early on that we had 4 kids we were going to try to put through college, and she told me one year I just gave away 2 college educations.
Hey, Coach Van Gundy, what advice would you give to the teams that are rebuilding around their young players?
Well, generally, Kevin, what I would say is get some veteran leadership, some veteran presence on your team also, so that you have guys that can show the young guys what professionalism is and help them in their adjustment to the NBA.
Yeah, getting the right kind of veteran, right? With the right kind of message.
That's a great point. Just having an older guy is not the answer.
And done a much better job from the line this half. They've gotten that percentage up over 80 for the game.
Terry's checked in for the Clippers.
You know, the size, talent, and fearlessness of Towns is a lethal concoction, a prime-time player who poses many problems for the defense.
Drills it from outside.
And they're showing much more focus here in the second half, more effort as well, and their offense starting to show signs of life.
Clippers trail by 18. Here's Pritchard. Towns with the steal. Here's Siakam. Goes back up. That one, no good.
Well, sometimes it's just not your night. But despite his struggles, they're ahead in the game.
Back to Terry. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Out to Turner. Puts up a 3. It's rebounded by Memphis. Siakam's got 8 rebounds in this game. Here's Blunt. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
And it's good, 2 points. And the Grizzlies leading by 18. Here's Thunder. And he banks in the layup. And that's now 28 points for Thunder.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Pass to connect. Turner for 3. Rebound by Thunder. Thunder's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Here's Castle to the wing on the left. Here's Blunt. Rebound by the Clippers. Turner's got 4 rebounds now tonight. To the middle. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
And a big night for Miles Turner so far. Really playing hard, trying to make every possession count.
Here's Blunt, and out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. And a quick look now at how the Memphis Grizzlies' schedule is shaping up. On Sunday, they'll host the Washington Wizards. Then on Monday, they'll go up against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns.
And looking at this stretch for them, I think they should have no problem dispatching most of their opponents if they can avoid that pitfall of playing down to the level of the competition. But that's easier said than done.
And the Grizzlies leading by 16. Towns finds Siakam to the left wing. Here's Blunt, fires the three. Walter pulls it in. Another steal. Pass to Castle. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Four on the shot clock. Another shot. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Castle's got 6 in the quarter.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
And Tyronn Lue calls timeout. He's not taking any chances. He wants to huddle him up right away. Outside Turner. Pass to Pritchard. Four on the clock. From about 19 feet. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Driving the lane. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
Well, this is what you're trying to do. Put the game away.
Yeah, but you can't let up now. We've seen too many wild comebacks in this league.
Turner with the screen. Walter. And again, no good by the Clippers. Memphis leading by 21. Blunt passes to Towns. 1:52 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Blunt. Turner with the steal. They get a hand on it. Here's Thunder, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
Here's Walter. 5 to shoot. Outside Turner. Here's Durant. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Grizzlies.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Thunder.
Well, he was so active defensively, anticipating, grabbing steals, one of the most underappreciated stats in the game.
Pulls up. Los Angeles with another miss. The Grizzlies on offense. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 25. Oh, and he's going up for the alley-oop here. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
No, I'd be lying if I said the crowd doesn't have an impact. It's certainly felt from the head coach all the way down.
Vincent's shot is good.
And with that three-pointer, how about ending that 11-0 run by Memphis?
Pass to Hart. Here's Thunder. He's guarded by Schroeder. They set the pick. Williams passes to Thunder. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And
they really thought they had a chance tonight.